Hello, divas, diamonds, and dolls. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, Femininity with Momma Gail. Today, let's talk about switch on, switch off. We gotta switch it up sometimes. In a relationship, we are well aware that men don't like sudden change. They don't like change too much when it comes to if I first met you, this is the way I met you. This is the way I want you to be. This is the way I expect you to be. This is what attracted me to you. Don't change on me, baby. Don't switch up. This is what I love about you. Things of that nature. And while some things are out of our control, but we know that this is the thing that they fell in love with about us, what attracted them to us, then we are to keep their interest. But in the same token, you can't always give a man exactly what he wants. While you keep it the way that he wants it, what he fell in love with, you have to learn how to switch up and change some things. Now, what Mama Gail is talking about. If you are a nice, petite, well-dressed young lady, this is who he met. You've had some children. You may have bounced back, went to the gym, taken care of yourself, and continued to be the well-dressed, petite, young lady that he fell in love with. The attraction is still there. The fire is still burning. But after a man gets you and he's been with you for a while, he gets bored. He gets, I won't say tired because he loves you. He loves you. But anyhow, we have to learn how to switch roles up on him. And switch roles in a way where you are still who he loves, still who he's drawn to, still who he's attracted to. Now, while your profession may be a college professor, you go to work every day, you get dressed up. He loves to see you well dressed and in the image of everything that he wants you to be. But when you come home sometimes you have to switch things up and not allow him to know what it is that you're going to do. Like, oh baby, we're going to do role play tonight. I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that. No, you don't have to do all of that. What you can do is put your hair up in a bun. Get you some little glasses from the dollar store, the little reading glasses or whatever, and turn librarian on him. And you know what I'm saying? Spice things up a little bit. Have a different look, a different image about you. Men have fantasies. They see us in different ways that we don't see ourselves. So when you put on these different roles and he already finds you sexy and attractive because you are what he chose from the beginning, when you put on something different, he's caught off guard. It's like you're mysterious, like we talked about in other videos, but you're switching things up. You're not keeping things in the same routine of things. Relationships get boring when it's a constant routine, when he knows you like he knows the back of his hand. Whether you've been in a relationship for a year or you've been in marriage for years, if he knows what you will do and what you won't do, he's comfortable. But when you start putting some fire and some spice into relationship by switching some things up without him knowing, just showing up as part of his fantasy, he loves that. Spice your relationship up. And I'm not saying that you have to be some little skinny chick, because Mama Gail is a size 14 and I love every bit of big and luscious sweet tea. But in relationship, I know how to switch some things on and some things off. Always being me, always showing up. The attraction is there, the fire is there, but sometimes I don't want to be who you see right here, Mama Gail. It's time for me to throw it on and do something a little different. Show up thick and bold in my little two-piece night pajama t-shirt and panty set and things of that nature. Spice it up. Don't always show up the same. When he comes home from work tired, sometimes you just have to do something simple. Run him a nice hot bubble bath. Tell him to relax. You're going to take care of everything because that's what you do. Instead of saying, honey, come in here and help me with these kids, this, that, and the other. Sometimes you have to switch it up. Don't let him think at work, oh, I gotta go home and I gotta do this with the wife and I gotta do this with the kids and I gotta do that. Give him a release date. Switch things up, a relief date. Sometimes you gotta switch things up. If he knows you, he's bored. He may never leave you. He may never cheat on you. But if he's bored, it's unattractive in a sense. When you have the power and your feminine energy to switch some things up, to turn on the heated switch, to turn it off, to tune it down, to switch it around and do some new things. Men get bored easily. And I will also say this. If you're planning on making a drastic change, communicate with your husband. There is a young lady that I know. Her and her husband were together. She was very feminine, kept her hair nicely permed, well dressed, things of that nature. Very flowing and feminine energy. She's still feminine. I'll give her that. But she changed her hair dramatically. She went from being straight, long, beautiful hair into being natural without talking to her husband. But it was the natural beauty, the feminine beauty that he was attracted to. The natural was out of control in her hair and the transitioning, and he wasn't attracted to the natural hair. She changed her clothing into like a 70s look. He was not attracted to the 70s look when he's a businessman. He has meetings and engagements and things of that nature and dinner parties that he has to show up with his wife. And now he goes from having this elegant wife to having this wife who's more of a fight the power, that B type of wife. And it's not to say that anything is wrong with it, but communication is everything in a relationship when you're making a drastic change. But any other change that you're going to make to spice up, you don't have to communicate. Just show up. Show up being Barbie doll. Show up being a beautiful librarian. Show up being something different. Show up with a different color wig, a different color hair, something that he is attracted to, a fantasy. Show up, spice up your life. Spice up your bedroom. Don't walk around with rollers and a big cotton flannel nightgown on and things of that nature. When you can show up in attraction. It doesn't matter if you've been together 5 months or 5 years or 15 years, 25 years. Show up. Switch it up. Switch it on. Switch it off. Give him a release date, a relief date, where you allow him to relax and you show up as something different. This is Femininity with Momma Gail. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a blessed and prosperous day, divas, diamonds, and dolls.